What's up, everybody? Axe Wizard here. Long time no see. I apologize for being gone so long, but a lot of interesting things have happened, and you may or may not notice because I always had a green screen up, but I am in a new environment, a new place to live, a new apartment, and it's been fun. Because I know some people have been asking me, like, are you still making Karen content? Like, are you still doing stuff? Are you still making your video games? And I've had to kind of shelve a lot of things for the time being. But the good news is, I think I'm back, baby. I think I'm back. So the plan is to start ramping up more content. I have not abandoned the YouTube channel entirely, but some things necessitated my absolute focus. So I'll give you guys a quick rundown. So I covered it a little bit before. Last year, lost my job, sucked, was without a job for quite a few months, went into debt. New job I got pays a lot less, and it's like 6 times harder. And it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So that has been in itself pretty much leached any of the creativity that I have. When I get home from work, I just want to fall asleep and recuperate and not actually work on anything, because I feel like I have to conserve my strength so I don't get my ass kicked too bad the next day. So that's the main reason. And then lately, and the reason why I'm in a new place, oh my God, so much has happened. So a few months ago, there was some really bad weather here. Had lots of heavy rain that caused like flash floods, and I was trying to go pick up my boys because I have my kids on the weekend. You could see their battle stations behind me. I got my youngest's, God, I can't tell which hand. This is my youngest's right here. That's his battle station, and then over there is my oldest. He's got that sweet keyboard right there. So I was going to pick them up for the weekend and hit those flash floods. The first half of the journey, I made it through, no problems. Picked them up, and second leg home was rough. Usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get there one way. And it took about 3, 4, maybe even 5 hours to get home. And what ended up happening is, because of the flash floods, there were a lot of, I live in a very rural area, so there's lots of kind of rundown highways and things. And basically there were just lots of places that weren't passable because there was so much rushing water. And, oh, I just bumped my microphone. Because there was so much rushing water. And so my normal route home was flooded. So I turned around. I figured I would loop around and try to find another way home, because I know like 6 or 7 ways home, right? There's back roads. Every back road was flooded. So I would get up to where it's flooded and think, can my truck ford through that or not? I don't have a Ford truck. It's not a joke. I'm like, can I drive through this high rushing water? And there were a few times where a truck would just like pull around me because they were tired of me waiting to make up my freaking mind, and they would plow through it. I'm like, oh yeah, I can make it. So then I go through it. So I'm thinking we're good to go. And then we run into another patch where there's just too much. And so we got to turn around and drive back through the water. And this happened many times. And as we turn around, I eventually get to where it's like, I can't go any farther around, so I have to turn back to try to go around like the other way to get home. And the main path I took was now completely flooded, and there was so much running water that it actually eroded and collapsed one of the main roadways. So I was like, shit, I guess we're going to try to go like around so I can try to get around all this shit to get back to where I was. Anyway, it was an ordeal. Ended up making it home, but I drove my truck through a lot of high water. And didn't drive it all the other weekend, like all the rest of the weekend. And then Sunday, when I went to hop in it to go take my boys back, freaking power steering was locked up, wouldn't move. And I haven't been able to drive my truck since. I got like a 2016 Ram 1500. And for some reason in those models, it has electric power steering. And the whole rack and pinion like assembly box thing is like underneath the frickin' engine. And I know for a fact I had that bad boy submerged multiple times. And so I think water got in there and just locked everything up. And thankfully, when I bought this vehicle, I bought a service contract, which is basically it's a service warranty that you pay for. So it's not a warranty because it's not given to you. It's a service contract. And it basically covers a lot of stuff on the vehicle, which is nice because a few months prior, I had to have some transmission work done and it was covered. So far, this service contract has paid for itself. At least it will once it gets my truck fixed. The service contract will cover this repair, but it has to wait on a part from the manufacturer. And it's been about 3 months. So I still don't have my own wheels. So my parents have been like driving me around, getting me to and from work, making sure I can pick up my boys. So that, of course, has thrown a wrench in the works. And then the whole reason why I'm in this new place is because I found out that my landlord, who I've been paying money to for like the 8 or 9 years I was living in my old place, wasn't actually the landlord. Now, it doesn't sound as shady as it is. So I'm going to change the names of the innocent, or I'm going to change the names to protect the innocent, right? Let's just say their names are Diane and Larold. I think that's funny. So when I moved in, Diane and Larold, I assume they were like married. They were together. Super nice people, great landlords. They lived like right next door, and they took care of like all the property for me. So me, the lazy ass introvert that I am, didn't have to go out and mow my lawn or plow or shovel snow. They took care of all that as part of the rent, and it was super reasonable too. But a few years after I moved in, Larold started having some health problems. And Diane was with him there every step of the way. And Larold, unfortunately, kept having to get ambulance, get like medically transported. Seemed like every month. At one point, he would go in for these long surgeries. Larold got both of his legs amputated. And it was pretty rough. Diane was there with him every step of the way. And when Larold passed, Diane wasn't sure what she was going to do with the property. She was thinking about even selling it to me. I was like, cool, I can have my own place, right? But I didn't want to pressure her on it. And at the same time, I wasn't really making enough, I thought, to maybe finance a house, especially if I couldn't use my VA loan on it because it wouldn't pass VA inspection. So I don't know why I'm holding a tape measure. Whatever. So and so I've been paying rent to Diane for years after Larold passed. Well, apparently Diane and Larold were not married or related in any legal way. And I guess Larold didn't have a will or something. And so what ended up happening is that everything, the estate of Larold passed to next of kin, which is, I believe it's his eldest daughter. And I don't even know who she is. Well, evidently, she went through all the courts and everything, and got legal ownership of the property, and we got a 14-day eviction notice. So that was a few weeks ago. So thankfully, my family kind of pulled together, pulled some strings, asked friends of friends, and they were able to find somebody who had a affordable apartment that was somewhere close to work, that's still near the family, and thankfully I have a new place. But it's not all doom and gloom. This new place is freaking nice. The old place was like a single wide trailer, and it was really dark and dingy. So like no matter how many lights I put up, I couldn't, like, my green screen was still really flickery. And but this place is a lot nicer. It's bright. It's not depressing. It's super cool. I feel my creative juices flowing again. And yeah, and the best part is I have an internet service provider that delivers high-speed internet. So at my old place, for some reason in the state I'm in, they were trying to do like this like high-speed internet grant to various ISPs, internet service providers, to provide service to rural parts of the state. And for some reason in my little slice of hell, they awarded that grant to HughesNet. Even though 3,300 feet down the road, there's Spectrum. And then I think about 2,500 feet down the other way, there was another local internet service provider that provided fiber. I tried calling both of them every year to see if they would provide service. They even had survey teams come out like twice. Man, no, you're not within the maximum allowed distance that we'll extend for. So since it costs about $20,000 per mile of fiber, you're looking at about $13,000 for us to get you internet. I'm just like, you can eat my entire asshole. I'm not paying $13,000. So for the longest time, I didn't really have a real source of internet. I had my cell phone, which had unlimited 4G. So I would basically pay like an arm and a leg for the unlimited hotspot plan. But then like it's unlimited, but like your first 20 gigs or whatever is high speed. And then after that, like they start throttling you. So if I wanted to do anything like playing MMOs, like World of Warcraft, Guild Wars, Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy 14, freaking like Lost Ark. I mean, right? So if I wanted to play those games, it took forever to download them, and that robbed all of my high-speed data. And then I could typically play them enough on the hotspot connection. So I eventually broke down and I got HughesNet, since it was provided really cheap because it was the grant that was given. And HughesNet was absolute dog shit. It was awful. Like the millisecond, the latency was like anywhere between like 600 milliseconds to like 4,000. It was dumb. There were so many drop packets. And anytime there was like a windstorm, which it gets windy around here, the little antenna dish it got knocked off to the side, and now I don't have internet, and I'd have to call somebody. And because I'm in bumfuck nowhere, it might take a week or two to get a tech out there to realign the dish. So I started doing it myself, and it felt like I was doing it every week. It was a pain in the ass, and it was a time-consuming process because I didn't have like a fancy meter or whatever. I had to go log into the router directly. Not the router. I had to go be connected to the network, log into a HughesNet website or some shit, which I think was like I think it was the modem. I had to log into that, and then I had to basically angle the dish, and then I had to wait for the metrics to update, and I would see what the signal strength was, and if it went down, I knew I was going the wrong way. So then I would go back the other way, and then I'd wait about 2-3 minutes for the stats to populate. Oh, signal strength is better. Let me try a little bit more. And then so it would usually take about 15 minutes to half an hour to align my dish to where it was like usable again. And I would have to do that every week, if not every other week. And it just sucked. And on top of that, they had the balls to frickin' put a data limit. So I only had 50 gigs of like actual download data. So I would try to do my heavy downloads on HughesNet, and then I would try to do my actual gaming on the phone. So I was paying out the ass for basically like 2 expensive internet plans, which both sucked. And eventually Elon Musk rained his glorious nerdness upon us and delivered to us what is called Starlink. And I did a video about that if anybody cares. But basically, it's a really fast satellite. So rather than having the satellites out in the middle of fucking nowhere in space, they're actually a lot closer, and there's a shit ton of them. So there's like a massive constellation of these Starlink satellites. And so I was able to get 25 to 50 millisecond latency, which is awesome. It was even better than what I was getting on my freaking phone doing the hotspot. And on top of that, I was getting like 125 megabit per second down, but only like 5 megabit per second up. So download speeds, it was awesome. Starlink was great. It was much more reliable. It only had outages during like, really intense storms, and it was like only like the eye of the storm, and it was only for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then it was back up. So super impressed with Starlink, but I wasn't really able to stream because I've always kind of wanted to stream. Well, I did a test stream last night, just kind of working things out. I've already reduced a lot of the echo by like putting up some blankets and stuff, and I have the microphone closer to my face. That's why I have this little dealio here now. And streaming might be fun, but now I have this environment where I can start making videos again. I actually look forward to making videos again. So this is a long-winded way of saying where I've been. I guess it doesn't matter where I've been. I'm back. I'm going to be making some more videos. I don't know the frequency. I'm going to try to have at least like one a week out, but we'll see how it goes because work still is demanding. Hopefully it will get better next year because there's just so many multiple projects in flight right now that it's pretty demanding mentally. And they're all due by the end of the year. So I'm trying to get all of them done and trying to do my part to get them all done. So I'm hoping that, especially next year, it'll be a lot less stressful and I will have more energy and be able to not only put out videos, but I also kind of want to start live streaming. I think I might want to start doing some streams. I have a few things left to do before I can start doing that. I have to soundproof the place a little better. I want to see if I can get lighting to work with my green screen because right now it's really grainy still. And I want to get a second monitor so I can have chat and stuff up because I've only got one screen right now. So that's the plan. As far as video content, well, my interests haven't really changed. I still like Cairn, so I'm going to be doing lots of content on that. The second edition has, I guess, been out for a little while. I was there playtesting it. I actually printed out the entire like frickin' Warden's Guide and put this in a binder. So I've been kind of going over this in my spare time, just kind of playing with it. So I've got lots of... I keep bumping my damn microphone. I'm going to have to get used to that. So I've got lots of content that is basically ready to go. I just got to make it. So I've got lots more Cairn content coming. I at least want to knock out a lot of the backgrounds. I think I've only done like 6 or 7. So I've got like 13 or 14 more of the second edition backgrounds to go through. There's a few other tabletop RPGs that people have emailed me about, especially some that I'm enthused about, some that I'm really not. But one of them, I told them like 2 years ago I would look at it, and I did. But I was trying to prepare like a whole professional video about it, and it wasn't clicking. So I think I might just do an off the cuff review of some things. And then I also want to do some more game development content, and I also want to do some more tutorials on stuff because I don't have all the answers in the world. I'm just a dude trying to make my way, but through my 30 some odd years on this earth, I have acquired a bit of knowledge, and especially with like programming and stuff like that. That's what my skill set's in. I'm not like a super awesome developer, but I usually logic my way through things, and I can make some fun things happen. So I might do some more tutorial videos. I've gotten some feedback that the few tutorials I've done have been impactful and meaningful to people, and they want me to do more. So that's good feedback. I love hearing that. And I also I used to play a lot of video games and stuff, and that hasn't really happened. So I might do some more gaming content, whether it's just live streams or maybe it'll be more video like reviews. I might do reviews. I don't know. I'm not sure. I do want to get back into gaming because this channel originally started Axe Wizard, beards, games, guitars, right? So I want to get back into that. And of course, I want to make some more music. So I've got lots of plans to make more music stuff. So there are so many things I have written down that I want to make. And I've just been kind of compiling a list through these months that I've been gone. Just because I've always had this channel in the back of my mind. And so yeah, lots of stuff on the horizon. Also, lots more like Linux content, because I'm still running Linux Mint. I don't know if I'm gonna make like a lot more Linux content as far as like, I'm not gonna be scoping out a bunch of distros and stuff. But maybe some of my experiences using Linux Mint and getting things configured might be helpful. And yeah, so some more content on that will eventually be there. I might eventually have like tutorial videos on various things because right now my job is I'm a computer programmer, but I wear many hats and I have a diverse skill set. So I have experience programming software applications, web applications. I was a full stack web developer before my current position, and I built many. I built a few APIs. I built some web services, set up some databases, and you know, there's lots of different things I can do. But in addition, I also have network administration. I have systems administration, customer service, help desk, troubleshooting, technical support, things like that. There are all, and I'm basically using all of my knowledge right now. That's why I'm so exhausted. It's the context switching. I feels like I can't even finish a thought before two more things pop up, and I got to hunt those down and figure it out. It's like I could be troubleshooting something as simple as like, oh, my Microsoft Word view is all messed up. And then it's like, okay, I got to Google that real quick. Okay, I'll fix that. Done. And then on my way to go fix that for somebody, my laptop's not working, or hey, there's this weird new CrowdStrike bug that just happened and now all of our machines are not turning on. What the hell's up with that? That was a fun one a few months ago. So it's anything and everything under the sun. And also, in the times I do get to do some programming, I'm usually trying to automate some of these archaic workflows that we have. So maybe even something simple as like how to automate some manual tasks. So like I like using the Go language, Golang. That's my weapon of choice. It's pretty diverse. It's simple. It's understandable. It's clean. It's readable. And it's freaking performant as hell. And it just works. I like it. And there's lots of, you can do a lot with just a standard library. And there's also other packages that you can download. So, for example, I've been playing around with this package called Playwright that lets you basically run stuff in a headless browser, and you can programmatically interact with elements on this like a web page in a browser. And so what you can do is you can fully automate your workflows. So for example, if you have this annoying ass process that you always do, and it's like, oh, it takes me like 10, 15 minutes every freaking day, I just want to automate it. Program it out. You can pull up, you can grab the username and password field. You can type it into your application. It will pass that in and populate it. It will simulate the click on the login button for you. If for some reason there's like a CAPTCHA, you can manually do that. And then once it goes through, then you can programmatically interact with everything that you need to do. So for example, if I need to go through and populate a bunch of date ranges for something, or if I'm, having to manually schedule things or whatever it is, you can usually do some steps to help automate that stuff. And if you're storing a lot of stuff in database, you can pull historical data without having to like browse to other parts in the site and pull up reports and then have to go back and use that report to manually fill out some other thing. For example, there's a workflow at my current job that there used to be a full-time position for, like way back in the day. And then they had it down to about 2 hours every day of just mandatory work that just needed to be done. And we slowly implemented some steps to automate. At first, I was like documenting exactly what needed to be done for it. Documentation's huge. Maybe I might do a tutorial on documenting things. That could be a useful thing. And we got it shaved down to where it was maybe like half hour, 45 minutes. And then I went and I fully automated it. Well, I haven't fully automated it yet. I could trim some more time off, but now it takes about 5 or 10 minutes to do that. And most of that isn't actually real work. It's only about 2 to 3 minutes of real work. It's waiting on like files or things to come down that the other workflows need. So maybe I might do some videos on that. That's something that interests me, and I like problem solving and making solutions, and it's amazing how much better I got at it when I stopped stressing so much over trying to find the best solution and just figure out something and then iterate on it from there. So I don't know. I'm rambling, whatever. I'm back. It's happening. And there's going to be lots of tabletop RPG content. There's going to be music content. There's going to be gaming content. I might start doing live streams. So I'm back. And I'm curious to see what your ideas or requests for content would be. Just because you request it does not mean that I'm going to do it. If it's something that aligns with my interests, yeah, you might be able to steer me towards it. If it's something like, hey, can you make a video on, League of Legends or something? I don't play League, and looking at the people who do play League, I don't think I want to. I've already got gray in my beard, and I already have a massive bald spot forming on my head. I have enough stress at work. I don't need to rage against people online. So I probably won't do that. But anyway, enough listening to me ramble. I just want to make a quick video to say that I am back. Stuff is going to start happening soon. And I've got a few Cairn videos coming out very soon. One will probably immediately follow this one. And also I found this that I made a while ago. I made my own play button. And I guess it needs to be updated because I've quite a few more subscribers than that now, which I find kind of ironic because I haven't been active for the past few months, and then the number just keeps going up. So I don't know why you stay around, but I appreciate you for watching and listening to me ramble. And hopefully in my incoherent spam of words, there is something that you resonate with or find enjoyment in, or even find useful. So lots more on the horizon. Again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see you in whatever video I make next that tickles your fancy. Ha ha!